Okay. Right, so for the first of the East Grinstead Business Association Meet the Entrepreneur Behind the Business, we're very fortunate to have managed to get into Robert Bliss's diary of the tasting rooms. So welcome, Robert. Thank you for being the first to kick this off.
No problem, no problem. Not got a lot to do at the minute, so while we're playing, it's a good opportunity.
I don't believe that for 1 minute. You're always busy.
Yeah.
I mean, my first question's got to be, Robert, is this your first venture into hospitality?
Yes, it is. Yeah, we've been open, nearly 2 years now. But yeah, my previous 35 years of working life was structural steelwork. So I learned to weld in East Grinstead, just the other side of the road in Rice's Hill. Did an apprenticeship there, and I set up a steel construction business and got out of the industry a couple of years ago because it just wasn't for me anymore.
Your whole working career then has not been in food, drink, or wine, or any of that.
Nothing at all. No, I like visiting places like this, but never ever done anything like this before in my life.
But to do something so polished with such a nice air and feel and passion behind it, the passion for wine must be long-standing.
Yeah, probably about 15 years. I went to Vinopolis and did a wine tasting tour. I think it's closed now up in London, but you could go through the countries and try different wines. And I just thought this is a brilliant idea. And I've always thought about doing a wine bar locally in East Grinstead. And I just thought it would be a great idea to bring some of that in. And then since then, we go on lots of wine tours, and we've tried to incorporate bits of all the Vineyard Tours that we do in the wine bar.
So the business plan's been years in the writing then, really?
About 5-6 years we started planning it, and it was just waiting for the right time and the right place to come available. And we nearly did it 4 years ago in Horsham. I got very close with a venue in Horsham, another historic market town. We couldn't quite get it across the line, so we parked it, and then this venue came available a couple of years ago, so we took the plunge, handed my notice in, and thought I'll apply for planning permission at the same time. So yeah, all good fun.
But it's it's quite a unique town, East Grinstead, isn't it? Because it's got lots of independent, one-off specialist shop and restaurants and hotels.
Yeah. And it's a nice sized town. Yeah, there's enough people here, but yeah, it's not too big and sprawling. And yes, I've grown up here since I moved here when I was 10, so I consider myself an East Grinsteadan. But yeah, I love the town, and to come here and do it instead of Horsham is much better for me.
Yeah, and I think that's probably going to pay dividends in terms of people knowing you as a person before you opened a business. And I guess you know a lot of people in the town.
There's a bit of that, yeah. So yeah, I played football for the town, cricket for the town. So I've known and grown up here. Went to Sackville. I know you're an Inverhorn man, but but yeah, went to Sackville. So yeah, I do know a lot of people that are in town. And my kids went to school here, so yeah, you get another group of people that didn't necessarily know you from school yourself. So yeah, I've got quite a crowd of people that know me or know. And my wife was a deputy head at St Mary's School in East Grinstead as well. So another circle of people that know us through that side of the family.
And I suppose it's quite. I mean, you don't need that many customers on a regular basis, do you, to keep you going? I guess. I mean,
no, we can sit 60, 65 inside on a very busy night. So yeah, it's not a huge venue, but it's nicely spread out. You're not on top of each other either. So.
But it's intimate, isn't it? You're not, like you say, it's not whatever the event is that I've ever been to. You know, when you're dealing with 48 people, by the time you've finished the evening, you've had an opportunity. Well, not in current circumstances, but you can get to know people, talk to people, and feel quite special.
Yeah, in the certainly the year that we were actually trading before lockdown, I've got to know a lot of new people, and I'd say a few of them are now friends. In a year's worth of trading, so we do get to talk. The whole thing is about service and experience, and my bit is to go around and make sure that everyone's happy and and they get to know me as an individual in the venue. So yeah, it isn't just a faceless, one of the big corporate venues. So
yeah. So from somebody who might watch this video and has never walked through your doors, how would you describe the tasting rooms?
Well, I always call it a grown-up wine bar, a grown-up place to come and drink. So we have no TVs, no loud music. It's table service, and one of the key things was offering a personal experience. So yeah, you could go anywhere and have a glass of wine, but it's about having people with knowledge serving you. Yeah. Good wines that you can't get on from the supermarket. So it's slightly different, and we're going a little bit off-piste on the wines. So yeah, we've got Lebanese, we've got Israeli, we've got Croatian, we've got Uruguayan. So if you're going to get a Sauvignon Blanc from us, it probably won't be a New Zealand one. We'll try and pick slightly different wines. We do everything that we do bar the wines is local produce. So all the gins that we do are from Sussex. The cheese and charcuterie, bar one cheese that is our most popular cheese actually. They're all from Sussex as well, but we do the black charcoal cheddar, which is a real talking point. But yeah, it's really simple but quality produce. And you can come and talk. There's no loud music. And what's really interesting is a lot of people, you don't see them with their mobile phones when they're in here.
Yeah.
And I don't know what causes it, but the environment, just people want to talk and drink and enjoy themselves. So yeah, it's on table service, and we've got the wine machines, which we can't use at the moment. So we've got automatic wine dispensers where you can come and try some more premium or even more unusual wines for the price of half a glass of wine rather than buying a whole bottle. So they'll be coming live again, hopefully 21st of June.
Good.
And then we do wine flights and tastings, but I've got 2 degree qualified wine experts, third one halfway through his degree. So we've got people that are really into their wine and knowledgeable, but without being pretentious. They're all of my experts are under 25, and they're another generation, but they're enthusiastic about wine, and they want to find unusual, interesting wines, not your run-of-the-mill stuff.
Was that planned then, Rob, or did was it by chance that you found younger people with similar passions?
It was planned, but it was by chance that we found them. Sam, who's my right hand man. He came in trying to sell me wine originally, and he offered to do a bit. He said, "I'm looking for a bit of part-time work," and it's just grown, and he's now my number 2, and he's brilliant, and he's got so much knowledge. And Viv, who's just joined us, just finished her degree. It was always a plan to have people that knew enough about wine that they could talk sensibly, but again, if you get the younger people in, they're less pretentious about it. It's not all about a classic Bordeaux. So,
but that's the lovely thing, isn't it? And when you go to a pub or a restaurant, and the staff are just as passionate as the owner, to inject that passion into people takes. You can't do it. You have to recruit people with that passion, don't you?
They've got to have the passion, and say the environment does bring it out of them as well. I'd like to think it does, and I'd like to think I'm an easy-going man to work for, and they try and I just like having fun and talking to people, and that's what it is. People when they leave here at the end of the night, I want them to think that was a great place and I want to go back. And we want to become a destination, not just a bar. And that's the plan. And the tastings that we're doing. So we do private tastings in the back room. We've got a nice glass box at the back which seats 14, so you can have that as a private room for tastings. That's the next bit. Start developing that a bit more.
Yeah. It's lovely. I mean, I do know a few people that are used to the London wine bar scene, and one in particular, I always remember when he comes back home. He always comes home. He catches a train to East Grinstead, so he can come into your wine bar to have a glass of wine, and then from there he gets the bus home. So he detours around just to come to you. And when I've asked him about it, he's always said it's comparable with any London serious wine bar. Yeah, and I think that's what people probably do appreciate more than anything else.
Yeah, we try to make it a little bit stylish and say, it's just about up in the levels of everything a little bit. Service is always number one on us. The wines have to talk for themselves, otherwise people won't drink them. But if you can make that wine taste even better by telling people why it's tasting a little bit better and which food will pair better with it, which will enhance it a bit more, you go away with a much better experience. So
You're bringing out the best of everything and everyone, though, aren't you?
Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't always work, but yeah, on the whole, I'd like to think we're ticking most of the boxes that we plan to.
It's quite impressive little pitch, really, to start off with such high standards and achieve it in such a short amount of time. Like you say, bearing in mind you've been open 2 years but closed for one, it's quite incredible.
I've never done it before, so. But we knew what we wanted, and it was all set up with myself and my wife Paula. Somewhere where we'd want to go.
Yeah.
And there's not many places in East Grinstead that I'd want to go. I'm too old for some of the places, and we don't always want to just go for a pub with a meal. So it was somewhere that was slightly different we'd want to go out to. So that was the sort of vibe that we were trying to find.
Yeah, and there's not many grown-up drinking places in East Grinstead, is there really? If you take the pubs out of the equation, somewhere that you've described without TVs and lots of noise.
You end up going to London for it, yeah.
Yeah, which
London or Brighton, yeah.
Yeah, who wants to do that if you can drink on the doorstep?
Yeah.
So if you did a stock take now, then Rob, how many different wines would you have?
We've been getting a bit carried away in lockdown. Actually, we've probably reinvented 3/4 of the wine list. So when people do come back, there's going to be a lot of new wines on there. I reckon we've got over 200 different wines at the moment.
Wow.
Yeah, so and I don't know, I couldn't tell you how many bottles, but there's lots of bottles. But yeah, 200.
That's a hell of a wine wall, then.
Yes, yeah. But yeah, we've used lockdown as an opportunity to try wines with the virtual tastings that we're doing, to try some new ones. And we just get carried away when someone offers us something a little bit different. We give it a go and hope that the public will enjoy it as much as we do. So.
Well, it's nice to discover it yourself and then share it with other people, isn't it? That's the thing.
Yes, yeah. Everything that we sell will have gone across either myself, Sam, or Viv on a taste test before we even put it out.
Yeah. So it's all been quality assured. So, which is your favourite grape, favourite country, favourite wine?
Well, I like a big red.
Yeah.
Probably I would go for an Amarone, which is from just north of Verona. If I had to pick one bottle of wine as my last bottle, it'd be a big bottle of Amarone, probably.
Yeah, I remember last time I had a bottle of Amarone, it was Christmas Day, and it gets you very sleepy at lunchtime, doesn't it?
Well, they're generally over 15.5%, and they partially dry the grapes, so you get this really rich raisiny wine. And I just love it. It's, really, really good.
Where does that strength come from? That alcoholic strength, where does it come from? Is that the sunshine or the grape?
Well, the sunshine obviously generates the sugar in the alcohol, which then converts into alcohol. But they partially dry the grapes. So any water, they harvest them and then they put them on drying racks. So the water evaporates. So you get this much richer, more concentrated grape juice when they start pressing. And there's still lots of sugar in there. So that converts to alcohol. And and you do get this raisiny taste as well. So it's
all concentrated before they start fermenting it.
Yes, I was just looking to see. I did have a bottle of my favourite one just behind us, but someone's moved it. So
somebody's drunk it.
Yeah, I hope not.
Yeah, but I'm similar to you. I like the big beefy Shirazes. There's one. I don't know if it's still making it. There's a Mitchell's Pepper Tree Shiraz. I don't know if that's still around.
Don't know it, but no, I like a big Shiraz, and a big Cab Sav from California as well. Sam is educating me. He's moving me, getting me on more on the Pinot Noir and the different styles, and actually with the food, if you I just like for a good drink, a big red. But the minute you bring food in, the Pinot Noirs and some of the white wines that we've got pair better with food than the reds. So on our cheese and charcuterie boards.
Yeah.
We always suggest the white wines rather than the reds with the cheese, and that's been a revelation. And when we do our tastings, they are the big surprises that the whites work really well with the cheeses.
Wow!
So I'm gradually working my way through there, but given a choice, I'd still go back to the Amarone for my last bottle.
Last bottle of the night.
Yeah.
So the optics are returning. The little measures where you can have a little taster before
the wine taste, the enigmatic machines. Yeah, I like your description actually. Discovery machines. Yeah. I think we might use that. We might adopt that. But we're hoping, subject to Boris not changing anything else, 21st of June, I think it is.
Yes,
is
it is.
the last lockdown release.
Yeah.
If everything goes to plan, we will have the machines open for then.
Good. And I seem to remember when you first launched them, you don't do what most people did and put cheaper wines in there. You put really unusually expensive stuff.
Yeah, put the premium wines and the unusual wines. So if you're going to spend 60 or 70 quid on a bottle of wine and you don't like it, you've spent a lot of money and you're really disappointed at the end of the night. So if you spend £5 and have a little half glass taster and you like it and then you want to buy the bottle, that's great. Or just taste 4 or 5 different expensive ones that you wouldn't normally be able to without buying a bottle. So that was always the plan. It makes sense to me to put the premium ones in, and it gives people an opportunity that wouldn't ever spend that money on a bottle of wine to try one.
Yeah. And you've been advertising recently delivery, so stuff's now getting delivered locally, and I see on your social media nationally as well. That's quite impressive.
Yeah, we've tied up with one of the courier companies, I think APC, so we can do a case of wine anywhere in the country. And the wine tastings that we do, the virtual tastings, we deliver mini boxes of those wherever. But we're doing local delivery same day now. And apparently I am the new delivery driver. If you see the Instagram post,
I saw that.
Yeah. So if you order, I think it's before 3 o'clock. We'll try and get it out someday. We're just trying to come up with some ideas that just generate a bit of interest and keep us in front of people.
Right, so it's quite impressive when you think that a business plan to launch a business and you just cracked on with it at such a rate. It's
we've had to reinvent ourselves about 3 or 4 times. So in the summer when we did have the lockdown release, we did a staycation night in the tasting rooms, so you could go to Spain and have a Spanish wine night in the tasting rooms. So we did 4 or 5 of those, and they were brilliant. And we did a pop-up kitchen for those. So they worked really well, and then obviously lockdown came again, and we're doing virtual tastings now, which are brilliant. We decant bottles of wine into each person will get 6 mini bottles of wine, and we do a blind tasting. They also get a cheese and charcuterie board delivered, and we do a guided 2-hour night out at the tasting rooms from home.
Fantastic.
And they've been really, really, really successful. So we'll continue those.
They will carry. I was going to say, will they carry on? Yeah,
we're definitely going to continue them for a period. I'm not sure how long, but I don't think early on. I'm not sure everyone's going to want to come out. Even though they're allowed to, there's going to be some people that would rather stay at home. And so if we can offer the experience at home, still we'll do it. And we're looking at adding another version of it where they don't get us live. They get a wine tasting kit, so you could have 5 or 6 people round to your house. And we do a little video and the box and the pre-pack box, so they then host their own wine tasting with a bit of the tasting rooms there. So we're looking at other options on how we can get around that and keep us busy out there.
So it's the tasting rooms house party box.
Yeah. I have got a booking, but it was about this time last year, just before lockdown, to go round. We were going to do a wine pairing with someone's dinner. They were getting a chef in to cook dinner for a birthday, and then we were going to choose the wines and then pour the wines and talk through the wines through the meal with them. That's another thing that we're looking at possibly doing. Certainly offering wines for dinner. So if you emailed us and said we're going to have this for a starter, this for a main course, and this for dessert, can you recommend 3 wines, and we'll come up with something to work with your meal, and then deliver that to you. So there's a few ideas that we got.
It might be worth having a phone call conversation with Grave Tie. I noticed they've just launched their Grave Tie to go menu, where they send the food ready made for you just to get ready and then serve up. They're pairing it with wines, but it might be something that people can go and choose their own wines to go with those foods.
We'll look at anything like that, but I think the home business is going to still be there for a little while. We've got to keep an eye on it anyway. And the virtual tastings are brilliant. And what we are doing, we did one at the weekend. We had a guy. He got 44 friends, so it's a big group of people. 44 on one night, and we had people from all over the country. So he had there was quite a group from his little close, but then people didn't have to travel and travel home afterwards. So we got 44 people together for 2 hours, all had the same wine, same cheese, and we talked it through. And it was a great night, really good night. And we then handed the meeting over to them afterwards. So they carried on drinking and talking. I think one was still going at 1 o'clock in the morning. So. But yeah, so it gives. Yeah, so I think the long distance travel is certainly going to be a restrictor for a while, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, it opens up options for us. We're opening the wine club as well. So every month you can sign up for an amount of bottles of wine. I think we're going to do 2, 4, or 6 bottles, and we'll do a tasting the day after delivery. So you'll get a mini bottle and your bottles, and then we'll talk you through each bottle with a mini taster. So it'll be a bit more a personal service again on the wine club. So you don't just get a load of bottles turn up and you've got to pick and choose.
Fantastic. Is that membership only, or can anybody join in?
No, anyone will be able to join. We launched it about 3 or 4 months ago, but we're now going to tweak it so it adds this extra bit where you get a virtual tasting the day after delivery with all the other members, and then
It sounds like you've had a very creative third lockdown.
Oh, there's lots more to come. Yeah, we just launched Vineyard Tours in October, so I did my first one in October, and then we had to close again.
Goodness me! Is that all local?
Yeah, we'll do group of 4 people. I'll drive you. We do 2 vineyards, do tastings of 4 or 5 wines at each vineyard, and then table back here afterwards, and you've got the night to yourselves in the bar. So, but you haven't got to drive. So yeah, vineyard tours are always great, but they're all in the middle of nowhere. So I'll do the hosting and the driving, and people can just have a good day out.
And I'm not talking out of turn, am I? I think you've also launched or about to launch a wine school.
Yes, yeah, that starts. I think that's next week now. That's come around very quickly. Yeah, but Sam and Viv are going to be hosting that, and it's a 4-week one. Initially, we're not going to go for a high end stuff. It's going to be fun. I think you'll try 6 to 8 mini bottles of wine each week. It's 4 weeks, and the first one's going to be about the non-human environment that wine can grow in. So it'll be climate, altitude. So we're going to all the influences on wine that before it gets into the winery, and tasting wines from high altitude and different soil types. So we can compare that and learn a bit about that. And then once we've done that, we'll then roll into the next wine school. Will be the human influences on wine. And then we'll probably do another one afterwards, which will be great varieties. But it's going to be a bit more informal, but more detailed and a little bit more educational than our normal tastings.
Yeah.
We've got 10 people signed up for the first one, which is a nice size for the first one.
And will that be a cycle thing? So if people want to jump in,
and once we get it, if we get it right and people buy into it, we'll probably run 2 or 3 at the same time then. So one on a Wednesday it'll be that one, and then Thursday it'll be that one, Friday that one. So
fantastic.
And then we are looking at possibly going with the WSET, which is the Wine Education Trust. They do some certified exams and stuff, which we might add them on as well. So you
can take a qualification at the end of it all.
That's what I did to get into the wine industry myself. So. But we want to keep it in the tasting room style to start with.
Yeah, no.
It's all about, you don't want to do too much classwork and coursework. It's all about trying the wine and finding out why it tastes like it does.
But then that combination of hands-on as well as the knowledge, it sort of locks the knowledge into place, isn't it? Yeah,
and it keeps it a bit more personal as well. So all the people that will be hosting the classes will be full-time members of staff here, and everyone. If you come here drinking, there'll be the same people that are serving you that night. So
yeah, you've got lots to smile about, Rob.
It's been hard work, but you got to keep positive, and it's been interesting actually reinventing ourselves and giving us an opportunity to look at where we might not have done it quite as well as we could have done in the first time round,
or not as quickly,
So
one more question: if you could share a bottle of wine with anybody alive or dead, who would that be, and what would you share with them?
That's a tough one. That is a tough one. So probably a couple. One, because he never saw what I've done, would be my dad.
Oh yeah.
That would be the personal one. That would be lovely to share. But he was more of a beer drinker, so showing in the bar, and he'd have told me I was doing it all wrong and that I needed more bitters on the menu. So yeah, he'd be on there. But I'd like. It's a tough one. Something like Julius Caesar, because the Romans brought wine to the UK. And it'd be nice to compare one of his wines to one of our wines now and see the difference. And I think it'd be quite interesting.
I think he'd be quite impressed, wouldn't he? But
well, I'd like to think so, but you never know. The wine then might have been even better without all the pesticides and all the other things that are going on. Yeah,
very
it's
true.
got to be a lot more natural. But I think someone like him.
Yeah, that's lovely answers. Lovely answers. Well, we can't wait to get back through the doors. I've got to say,
having people again.
It's people make. I think Lord Forte, wasn't he? Said people make places, but when those places are empty and they're just a very strange environment, aren't they? With no customers in.
Yes, yeah, and the other thing we've got, we're upgrading our outdoor area. So actually, 12th of April is our first day that we'll be serving wine. We have already taken some bookings for the 12th of April outside.
Al fresco.
We're renovating that area, and the council have been brilliant. They've given us a grant to do a bit of work out there as well. So
good for them.
They've helped us on that, and looking forward to it.
I think everybody else is looking forward to it as well. So well, absolutely well done. I've got to say, you never stop smiling, but I think in the last half an hour you've shared many reasons why we should all be smiling as we look forward to coming back to see you again.
It could all be worse, couldn't it? Yeah, there's a lot of things going on worse than sitting here not being able to sell wine. So it's been a short-term blip, but we're still here, and we're looking forward to getting back into the real world again.
I just can't believe you've achieved so much in such a short amount of time when for half of that time you've been physically closed. So fair play to you and all the team. Yeah, no, as I say, it's been hard work, but you can't just sit on your backside and do nothing. You've got to get out there and try and make something happen, which we've done. I think we've done pretty well at that. So and I think it's nice when you share it as well, because social media can be quite kind, can't it, in terms of getting the message out there? Yes, yeah. And your presence on social media always brings a smile, and it seems to be getting more cheeky with I saw the advert. We're trying to bring a bit more of the tasting rooms vibe to what we're doing, and it is about having a glass of wine with your friends is about having fun. And say take all the stuffiness out of it, and it's finding wines you like, people you like, have a drink with them together. It gets even better, doesn't it? Fantastic, and I do remember it might have been one of the first online tastings you did. Was it a bottle of red and a bottle of white and some cheese and chocolates? That was nearly a year ago, and the atmosphere, I mean, there was only Lisa and I here, but that atmosphere, sharing that experience even remotely with another dozen people, was fantastic. So and doing the same thing and trying the same wines at the same time, bringing everyone together as best we can without being in there in person. So I think it's absolutely fantastic, and thank you for spending the time tonight at the end of a busy day. No, thank you for asking me. It's been sharing it, and let's share it with even more people. Yes, and keep spreading the gospel and telling everyone how nice it is here. And we're looking forward to anyone that's watching. Looking forward to welcoming you back. Fantastic, Rob. Thank you very much indeed for your time. No problem. Stay safe and look after yourselves. Thank you, Rob. Bye for now. Take care.